Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again. I am here today to do a movie I wasn't planning on doing, but I thought that it would be fun to take a chance and watch it since the trailer was actually pretty good, actually, better than I expected. And that is Paws of Fury. And obviously, I don't really review kids' animated movies a lot, but I thought that this one had a great cast, and I thought that the trailer was funny quite a bit. I did not know that it was supposed to be a full-on remake of Blazing Saddles, though, and that is where I had problems, as well as with other things too. I didn't really like this movie very much. I thought it wasn't horrible, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like good either. Like it was just meh. It was very okay. There were so many puns in this movie, and if you don't like puns, for some reason, like I used to love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she would make puns a lot. But for some reason, it didn't bother me as much. With this movie, it bothered me the whole entire way through. Like, just every single second you had pun, 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 pun. Like the GPS thing, the whatever, the geometric horse something system or something like that. Like, just really stupid puns and stupid jokes like that that were the reason why this movie wasn't that great, because it seemed like the writing, like they had a good idea but they're not really that great at writing things out, like writing full on scenes. Like maybe they should have gotten someone else to write out the dialogue and all the stuff, because the person who wrote all the dialogue, he is one of the people who tells and not shows, because there's so many times in this movie, you have this really good looking animation. I mean, the animation is fantastic. Okay, there's no denying that, obviously, but the writing, he makes it to where like the characters are just so meta, and they're so 2022. They're so like just in your face. I'm going to explain the plot out loud to the audience so that they can understand, because they're all a bunch of stupid kids. It's a very patronizing movie, because there's so many times where the characters are literally just saying, "Oh, this is the workout montage. Oh, this is the part where we do a sequel. Oh, thanks to the people who made the credits." And it's like these are just such stupid jokes and just such stupid things. And I'm getting sick and tired of that. Like every single movie nowadays has to be self-aware. Like they don't take anything seriously anymore. Obviously, it's not a serious premise. But the reason why Kung Fu Panda was great was because it took itself seriously. This movie, it treats itself like a joke. Like this is some weird thing that just it's almost like a dream or something. Like I can't even believe that this movie exists, because the whole movie is just like a remake of an adult, quote unquote adult movie, Blazing Saddles. And so it's like this confusing mishmash too, where you don't know if they want it to be for adults, or if you don't want it, if you don't know if they you don't if you don't know you don't know if they want the movie to be for kids or adults. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many moments in the film where they had some sneaky sly jokes for adults. I hated the dialogue. I hated it. Like there's this one part where They equate drinking catnip to alcohol, and it's just, ugh, God, it's so stupid. Ugh. Like, just the dialogue in this movie is terrible. And when you have dialogue like this and you're trying to do Blazing Saddles, I mean, Blazing Saddles have fantastic dialogue, especially since they actually spoke like they did in the time period and they didn't shy away from doing that to, you know, make sure that certain people in the audience feel protected by the filmmakers. This film's dialogue, it really speaks down to its audience because it thinks that its does not know what's going on. It thinks that its audience is stupid and they have to be spoon fed everything. And the villain, I do think that the villain was the best part of the movie, played by Ricky Gervais. He played this cat who's like a rich cat. I thought that he was the best character. He had the funniest jokes. He was in general the best of the film. Everyone else was. This movie's been done before. Like it literally has been done before. Kung Fu Panda, Blazing Saddles, it's been done already. Like, you could have come up with an original story. And you could have had, like, one tribute to Blazing Saddles. Like having Mel Brooks, as they did in the movie, have him be the Shogun. Okay, that's fine. But then with everything else, original. Make it original and make it good. And take yourself seriously, and don't just treat everything like it's a joke and treat everything like, oh, we're self-aware about everything. Like, don't worry, audience, we're laughing at our own movie. Like, ew, gross. You think the people who made The Lion King were laughing at that movie when they made it? Like, do you think that what's one of the best ones for kids? Spirited Away. Even Spirited Away is a kids movie. Do you think the people who made Spirited Away, do you think they made that movie and they laughed at themselves while making it? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. The story is so cliche. You got this person who's like a criminal. He's on the run. He's a nobody. And he's forced into this position by the bad guy. And then he has a mentor. The mentor is old and he's washed up. And just everything is so cliche. And the music. There is some good original music, actually. And it's unfortunate because instead of relying on the good original music, the movie at certain points has terrible modern music where it's like modern pop music where you have like a female like singing like, I don't know how to describe it, like just really like teenage type of music, not music that belongs in a samurai cat film, samurai cats and dogs movie. Okay, the music did not fit at all. It's not bad music, it's just music that did not fit this film. And it was very dated too, in terms of they had a sequence where they played Gangnam Style. And like, I don't know anyone who's talked about Gangnam Style since when it came out in like, what, 2011 or 2012 or whatever the fuck. Like, nobody even knows about. Like, I forgot that song even existed until I heard it again in this movie. And so that's how irrelevant that song is. Michael Cera was fine. He just, did the same old, I'm Michael Cera and I'm a dorky guy and I'm just an average dorky guy. And then of course you had Samuel L. Jackson, and he's just angry as usual, and that's just his whole character. And in fact, it's too bad because, spoiler alert, there was a really good part where it felt like one of the only times in the whole movie where they almost took it seriously where Samuel L. Jackson gets locked up with an entire army of evil cats. And even though he is a former samurai, that's thousands of cats, ninjas. And he's basically, we know that he's going to die. And then the main character says, "No, there's so many issues we haven't worked out yet." And I did think that that was one of the funnier meta jokes. In fact, that might have been the funniest meta joke. But it was like funny in like a black comedy. Oh God, not literally, like a black comedy type of way, where the character's gonna die, but we're still having this joke, and it could have made it like not work. It could have made that scene not effective emotionally, but it was a character getting killed, and then oh no, they pull an MCU and they have Samuel L. Jackson show up at the end. Everything's fine. Of course, it's a kids' movie in 2022. We can't actually have anyone die because oh no, kids can't handle that. They can handle being okay. I was gonna say like never mind, never mind. This movie, it was just very mediocre, and it really was not worth it. Like I don't know. Like I guess if you really hate your kid, then you'll put on this movie for them so that they'll shut up. Other than that, I would highly recommend staying away from this movie. Like it's too meta. It's too jokey with all these puns, and it's too cliche. And I don't even think anyone even saw it. Like it was so strange because I didn't even know the movie existed. But then I saw Top Gun 2 in theaters, and I saw the trailer before the movie, and I was like, why is that trailer before this movie? Like it did not fit at all. So I would rate this movie. Have you guys just ever had a peanut butter sandwich? Just a plain peanut butter sandwich? That's this movie. And it's been done before. Like I've had peanut butter and jelly before. Why would I want to have just a peanut butter sandwich? Because that was another thing. I saw all these Blazing Saddles rip-off moments, and I thought, if I want to watch Blazing Saddles, I'll just go watch Blazing Saddles. Like, that movie's a million times better. It's so much funnier. It's so much smarter. It doesn't have really many puns, like in this film, really stupid animal puns. Sometimes they didn't even try either. Like they said something about hand sanitizer, and then they had the cats licking their paws, and it's like that's like just oh God, it's so stupid. But just why would you want to have a peanut butter sandwich when you could have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? That's the point I'm making. This movie is just a regular, plain old peanut butter sandwich. And yeah, I didn't really like it that much. It had a couple of good things about it. I probably would watch the sequel just to see if they took people's criticisms. But nowadays, for some reason, if you criticize things, you're automatically labeled as a hater, and then they don't listen to your criticisms because it's like oh no, we can't listen to criticisms because criticisms are racist. You know what I mean? Like, have you seen all the things about the shitty new Lord of the Rings of Power, aka Rings of Diversity? Like, that's all that show is, and I'm not gonna be reviewing that crap. So anyways, please like this video, comment, and tell me what you thought of this stupid kids movie, and then please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more movie reviews. Goodbye everybody, see you soon.